All right. The first thing when you see a child who has a special needs, you will try everything. You will try. It's like a shopping cart. Okay. You will go to every. Obviously, the first thing is to get an assessment. So the assessment, as I previously mentioned, is to go to a hospital and get your child assessed. So in terms of assessment, if you go to a private, it is about, I think now the rate is about this, is about 1,200 to 2,000 something. It depends on which psychologist. And then after the assessment, it's not finished. Because assessment is mean that you get your child, it's more like psychometric, we call it psychometric, because in this level, this age, this child, the developmental level is this much. So you gauge from there onward. So if this child is said, his age is 5, but his learning and developmental level is 4, so he has 1 year of a gap. So that gap, okay, it will be stated in the assessment. So, okay, once the assessment is done, then the child will get the necessary ways to help, to help. So the first thing, if it's young, so obviously it's OT, which is occupational therapy, so he needs to be exposed and stimulated in terms of climbing, running, and spinning, whatever. Okay, that's the OT part. Sometimes it's penmanship also, how you grip, how you write. And then after that, you have speech. And so these are the two major speech and occupational therapy. And after that, what you come across is the learning. The learning it takes a lot. The learning part, and what we call now, they call it the edu-therapy, because it's about education. Okay. Now, when you get the assessment, when I had my child who was not talking, so what do you do? Okay, you get a speech therapist. You're not talking, you get a speech therapist. So the speech therapists were charging me 120 US dollars for one session, because we were at that point of time in Shanghai. That's the market rate. But thinking about it, because my child, do you think that it's like, I'm having a sickness inside me, and people are charging towards my sickness, but this sickness I've never wanted, you see, and especially in a child. So when you say about 120 US dollars, that I'm not talking about anybody else, but my own story, you will find yourself in a sense that you're very vulnerable, and you have to give it, because there is no other way. She is a professional. She is the one who will be able to help my child. So yes, I come across that when we do things, especially to a child, that it's our child, we will do anything to pay for the amount of money. So when I say, when you come by the end of the month, you tally up all these activities or therapy, you can actually, consolidate, about 2K to 3 easily. Now, that's one part. That's the therapy part. Then you've got in school, if you're in primary, the teacher cannot handle, okay, because he has behavioral problem. Then you have to hire what? You have to hire a shadow teacher. So shadow teachers, it needs to come up from your own pocket, because the school doesn't give you that shadow teacher. So it's...
When you refer to shadow teacher, is it like a tuition teacher?
No, it's a teacher that actually helps you out in school.
But that's not applicable in Singapore.
There is a lot of shadow teacher in international school as well as in.
So the teacher actually sits beside the person.
It's there's actually the child and the shadow teacher is together. So the shadow teacher prompt the child to do the activity. Yeah. So the shadow teachers need also a salary. So you pay for that salary, whether it's in international school or in public school. So it comes up as a total, I think so. I mean, 5,000 easily. I mean, to an extent, but you can count about 2, 3, 4, you know.
But what does that mean to a normal average salaryman or woman? Yeah.
A normal salary person would not be able to pay that kind of amount unless you go to public. But public, you need to wait, you need to line up, you need to queue up. So I feel that by the end of the day is that when you have a child in this condition, you will do anything, just anything. Sometimes, as I said, maybe it's the mother who is emotional or the father who is emotional, whichever part. The emotional part kicks in. And you will hear a lot. You will hear a lot. Oh, this person is good, but you know, the charges are very high. This person is good. You know, there's comparison. And usually parents in this environment will feel that, you know, they are having this battle alone, and there is nobody to help them, and you need to really seek out source, you know, by yourself. So that's it.
Which may not be mainstream.
No, I mean, it's not given to them. I mean, if I say like, okay, this therapist is good, this therapist, you know, there's discharges and everything, and then I will be calculating, okay, he needs twice a week of OT, twice a week of speech therapy, and he needs edu therapy every day because I don't have time for his homework. Then, and the shadow teacher which is involved in it. So there is this part that, you know, parents are very vulnerable in it. So
okay, making it, so for Olive and Chicky, what's your policy on terms of charging? What's your view on like helping parents to?
Okay, I've got I started off really with few, and obviously pro bono, because I like challenges. You know, as an educator, we love challenges. I like challenges. I myself, you know, the ultimate point of teaching is to teach special children, and I teach kindergarten bilingualism. These children are, you know, the extreme of it. They are very intelligent. Their minds are very flexible. They speak 2 or 3 languages. So I've got the other end to the other end. But what's the difficult part is the special needs children. How to really use ways to show them the easier form of solving a problem. This is one. I have in hand a child, and he is a cerebral palsy, and my charges are, I mean, very cheap actually. I charge $60 per hour, but I provide a lot. I provide the tools, but my main aim is to look, you come with parents together, you make time, I'll make time. So if I make time, you have to make time. I try to teach the parent what I know from my knowledge, how to be able to come across in the teaching. So the parents become a teacher by watching me, what I do, and try to teach at home. Because follow-up is the longest. You see, all those therapy that they're asking you is a follow-up. You have to do it diligently every day. And these kids need that diligence every day. You cannot do it for them because otherwise the parents will just rely on you. But if you teach the tools to the parents, like an open book, this is how much I know, this is how much I've accumulated, let me show you how I did it. Then by then, through their perspective, maybe they can motivate their own child. This is how I work in here. I do not teach, okay, I do teach on one-on-one, but I feel it's very blunt to me. But I rather have parents or a guardian, they come in here, I give them what I know, how, like penmanship. We have a certain way to hold a pen, how to write, what is the force of writing, that in between the line, in a bigger line, in a smaller line, through paintbrush, how these are the tools that I can give to the parents. So yeah, how I can deliver, it's through working with them and to help the child. That's, yeah.
Okay. So let's say if some parents come to you with difficulties, how will you handle them in terms of financial difficulties?
Okay, if they have financial difficulties, okay, I will do it pro bono. I will teach them pro bono. I will see the kids. I mean, you cannot reject a child. I've never rejected a child. Trust me, in all my career, obviously maybe I'm in a better position. I'm grateful for that, But I've never rejected a child.
So you will basically look at case to case.
Oh yes. Yeah. I've never rejected a child. In my career, never. Because I have a child like that, how can I reject a child? I know how they go through. Okay, let's say the parent has no money, they don't know how to. You see, that's the thing about educated, and those who are in a, I don't want to say that word, but the blue collar, they don't think autism or ASD or Asperger is a very important element in their life. Their child is like this, he's born like this, I have to accept it. The acceptance towards the child is easier than a parent who is more into a society whereby they know more, they're more well informed. So if I had to help this child, I will definitely do it. But I will have to educate the parents behind as well. That, you should not take this lightly. You need early intervention. You should also go to have an assessment in KK. But as I said, KK you need to queue up. Then you are lag behind with others. Then, it's a vicious circle. As I said, I will not refuse.